Well, what is going on, everyone, and welcome on back into the Ryan Ripken Show. I know we took a little hiatus. We were getting our spring training reps in, but you know what? Welcome back to opening day week. That's right. Opening day this Thursday around baseball. It's back. We're back Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And we're back with a couple different editions if you're watching on YouTube, X, or Facebook. So we'll kind of explain that in just a second, but it's great to see you guys. We appreciate you, and thank you for your patience. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. But for these little upgrades, I should say, we want you guys to know what's going on the show. So the up next, we got our little bar on the left of the screen, my right, left, right.
Yeah.
On the left for the viewer. And it's letting you know what we're talking about. And today we are going to wrap up the weekend. March Madness was just absolute madness. And Brenda Freese and the women's Maryland team unfortunately fell in the second round, but had one of the best moments of the tournament. And it's a great coaching lesson. Then there's some baseball news. We've seen some other names not make a big league roster, but the one that everyone's talking about in Baltimore was Dean Kremer being sent to AAA. We'll talk about that, and we'll have Orioles Hall of Famer Mike Bordick joining us to discuss that, the rotation, the beginning of the season, and then we'll just keep on going. Stadium upgrades. We'll get to NFL news of the day. Daniel Alvarez-Montes will join us at the 4 p.m. hour to talk about the World Baseball Classic and gearing up for baseball. He had a front row seat, by the way, the World Baseball Classic. And then it's breakdown season, and people are wondering who could be the opening day third baseman. Well, a lot of talk's been around Coby Mayo, so we are breaking him down. We got the telestrator back up there. You guys can't see it yet, but we are ready to rock and roll. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And guys, we're back. Brad, how are we doing? We're
Good.
Still working out our spring training.
Yeah, there's spring training rust to work through. But so far, so good. I'm pumped. I am excited for the season. It's been awesome. We've missed you, by the way. Everybody always forgets that I exist, though. I'm really kind of getting pissed about it.
Who is forgetting you now?
Literally everybody in Discord, for one.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't even notice that either.
Yep. Tagged everybody but your boy. Why does it always happen to me? It's like on social media or anything else. It's like Rocco gets tagged. Kevin Oestreicher hasn't been on this show in 4 freaking months.
Where's the Obama gif when you need it? But Bali,
it's in Discord. Just go in Discord and look. Yeah, that's the one.
Bali, hey man, what's up?
Happy opening day week. Happy baseball's back. I guess baseball is technically back with the World Baseball Classic. Baseball's back because of World Baseball Classic. Now we're just officially back because of opening day. A lot of things are back. We're back.
We are.
So just the day of back. That's just kind of what it is. This week, everything is just back.
The day of back.
Describe it.
My neck, my back.
Finish lyrics.
Well, you know what? We'll finish it up on Thursday. Woo! Hey, you know what, though? It is great to see you guys. So why don't we get right into it? We got a lot of baseball. You guys know that. But for this weekend, and maybe just because I had a few things going on, the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation was this past weekend. It's a tremendous event. The gala. March Madness was insane. Overall,
yeah.
Florida goes down yesterday, a 1 seed. Iowa
at the last second, by the way,
finds a way. Rick Pitino and St. John's at the buzzer finds a way. Siena gave a good fight going into the weekend against Duke, and then Duke rolled.
Yeah.
The Big Ten's been humming. I mean, March is March, man. It's fantastic. I love it. And it lives up to the billing every single year. Now, I have noticed there was no 13 to 16 seed that won, correct?
No.
Right?
Nope.
But High Point pulled it off. Bali,
Yeah.
did you have High Point?
No, they were actually funny enough. I had so many upsets that actually hit. They were the one that that was one of those where it was like too many people were on High Point. You know, when you have too many people on an upset and you're like, this feels like a trap. the trap I fell for was Troy. I was like, oh, they'll win. Just got blown out. Just wasn't even close.
Yeah.
But what a weekend. March Madness is always just a fantastic. That first weekend, first 2 days, they got to figure out the Saturday and Sunday schedule. The fact that we have one game at 12, one
That
at
was weird.
2:45, one at 5, and then it's like
4.
yeah, and that's like 5 are on at the same time, and then we're starting 2 games after 10:30 p.m. And it's like, feel like we could have put a lot of stuff in that hours of 12 to 5 where we only had 3 games.
Correct.
And 2 were blowouts.
Well, then there's one like at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time.
yeah,
Because it's on the
tipping
West
off.
Coast.
Right.
Like, oh, there's
Well-
games still going
Well, no,
on.
it's not. That's the issue. Is it's not on the West Coast.
It's not on the West Coast.
No.
UConn and
UCLA?
no, UConn's first matchup. UConn, the game tipped at like 10:30 in Philadelphia,
Oh,
and
hell
it's
yeah.
like, okay, maybe we could have planned this a little bit better.
Yeah. That'd be too simple.
How many did you guys get in the Sweet 16? Right. Because I got 13 out of 16.
Oh, good for you.
Ooh,
That's good. Let me check on.
Gotta check my bracket.
Because I got a lot of the round of 64 was a little bit wonky for me, but it somehow worked out that I still ended up getting 13 out of 16. Right.
Now, you know what? I'll be honest. I hadn't even looked at it because I get too excited.
Yeah.
So I wait. You know what? It could be better. It could be better. Let's see how many teams are in there. Not as many as I would like. I had St. John's, right? I had Duke, right? Okay, that's 4 right there. Okay, maybe I'm doing pretty good. I got the whole 1 bracket right.
All right. There you go.
UCLA, Connecticut, Michigan State. So I got. Where's the other bracket? Why can't I move the bracket?
Are you on the ESPN one?
No, I'm on Yahoo.
Oh, Yahoo.
Yes, yeah. Oh no, I figured it out.
Damn. The
Yahoo
ESPN one's
bracket?
also hard to read on the phone.
I'm learning that. Yeah, I got pretty smushed. I was a believer in. I thought UNC was going to win that game.
Yeah.
And that wasn't very good. Actually, I think I'm right there with you. I think I got 13.
Yeah, like my round of 64 was ugly, but then like it started to really come around as the Sweet 16 shaped up. What about you, Zach?
Yeah, I got 12, and the big one. I don't know what was going through my mind when I put VCU upsetting Illinois. Don't know why that was a thing in my mind that I put. And then I just had heartbreakers. Like I had Vanderbilt, obviously I had Florida, Texas A&M didn't make it close. What else did I have? Gonzaga.
The Zags hurt me.
Zags hurt me a lot. But I will say, the big one for me, the path for me to win is I really need Arkansas to make it to the Final Four and upset Arizona right now because they're in my Final Four and that's like my separator.
Oh no, Arizona's an absolute buzzsaw. I have them winning.
Everyone to score 100 points.
I have Arizona winning the whole thing.
Arizona's, Arizona's a very good team.
Yeah.
They're beasts. Now, just like some other teams can have the track record in the tournament of not
living up
to the expectation. It happens.
Yep.
Was I going with the crowd? Yeah, I went Duke. Okay, I don't feel great about it. I don't, but I thought that Duke, they are good. Arkansas, Woo Pig Suey, that those boys are humming. They need to score a lot because the defense is not the priority, but it's been great. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. If Duke went down to Siena, I was living and dying by the 5 guys that were playing on Siena the entire day until the last 10 seconds.
Oh my God, bro. The
last 10 seconds, they
Yeah.
subbed the guy out.
Yeah.
Insane. But you know what? It was great. Loved it. Nebraska survived. That was a insane
I can't believe
game.
that. I can't believe that.
So Nebraska got their first NCAA tournament win, and then they followed it up with just a nail biter.
Yeah.
And advancing to their first Sweet 16. So
Crazy.
check that off the list. Now, those moments were great. I think one of the moments, though, that's gone viral is on the women's side, and it's actually right in our backyard here with the University of Maryland, the women's team. They won their first round matchup. They lost the second round, but it was what happened during the game that I think has been the biggest talking point.
Yeah.
So Alucci, the player, and Brenda Freese, They were into a little discussion, and the star, I should say, of this Maryland basketball team, Alucci, has. Do we have the clip of her of just the interaction or
yes,
her comments?
The clip of the interaction.
Okay, so let's play the clip real quickly, and we'll roll it over top to show you guys what we're talking about here. So Brenda Freese is amazing. One of the best coaches. I think she's underrated, not talked about enough.
Yep.
And she has some very strong words. But if you listen and you watch it, she says, I believe in you, but you got to want the moment.
Yeah.
And how did she respond? Well, went on a run, took the criticism, and went back out there and was a huge factor in this game. And actually, the Terps tied it up going into the fourth, and UNC just found a way to win the game.
Yeah.
But after the game was the really cool part where you see the bond between player and coach. And the player saying, I want to be coached hard, and I know she has my best interest in me. And the coach saying, I know how to push the right buttons, but again, I'm doing it in the best interest of my player. And Maryland has been known, and Brenda has had the culture there of family. You got to fit the family dynamic here and know that my best interest is for all of the players. That's why Brenda Freese in Maryland has been the most consistent team over the last 2 decades that she's been there.
They're always in it, man.
They're always in it. She's a national champ. They're always ranked, and everything happens, but the women's team finds a way. Why? Culture. It's set. And how everything's changed, everyone talks about how the leadership, and at Maryland, it's more than just about what they do on the court. It's what they do off the court.
It's so crazy, man, because like to talk to her, just like as a person, just as a human being, like we're talking to each other right now, super sweet, super nice, just salt of the earth kind of person. And then to see her in that, it's like, holy shit, man. It's like some sort of switch just flips on, and then now it's Coach Freese.
I remember telling her this. I said, I kind of get scared when I see it. Like I go, like, you're the nicest person off the court, but you're intense. It's like, I don't like to lose, but I have a certain, expectation, but that's what's made her so great. I mean, people forget how young she was when she came to Maryland, and she's been there now for 2 decades.
Yeah.
And what they've done is nothing short of spectacular, especially with all the NIL that's starting to go into the sport. And for Maryland, with all the turnover that they've had in other sports, I mean, the men's lacrosse team's been good, the soccer team's been good, but the women's basketball team, it's just like, oh, they're ranked 20th. Oh, that's low for them.
Yeah.
They're always there. The expectation's so high. But I thought that was one of the best moments. And also for everyone out there, that's the definition of being willing to be coached. It's not easy. That sometimes I wish in my mind I had that attitude. You got to be willing to take that, but it's also a trust you have in your coach. So coaches instill trust in your players, and players, when you have a trust in a coach, know what their best intentions are. So that was one of the coolest moments of the weekend. Shout out to Maryland Terps on a great year. And we'll see how the tournament keeps rolling on. It's going to roll on going into this next weekend for both the men's and the women's. We're going to keep rolling on because spring training is coming to an end. There were some exhibition games here, and there was some surprising names that were left off of rosters. We will get to Dean Kremer in a second. Other names, Connor Griffin, top prospect in all of baseball, is sent down to the Pirates or to the Indianapolis AAA team of the Pirates.
Yeah.
Who else? The Dylan Crew was a surprising one.
Jason Dominguez.
So Dylan Crew with the Nats sent down, and Jason Dominguez, who was supposed to be the big prospect bat over time, it really hasn't turned out. And the Yankees send him down. But not only was he sent down, he was almost sent out of the stadium with getting drilled on the on-deck circle. He was running by. Did you see that, Zach? Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Okay, so
We got to replay that.
So let's pull that back up. So when you're watching this, Jason is the one that's running across the screen. Okay? Is it playing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jason runs across. And here's a good example for everyone. When there's a guy on deck, and they say look both ways before crossing the street, it's really look to make sure the guy with the bat sees you. And if you think he does, still go 10 feet away where you're not even in the vicinity.
Yeah.
That could have been absolute chaos. Holy shirts and pants. And
He could have gone straight to the hospital and been very serious.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's something, especially you think of as a hitter.
You don't want to go talk to extremes about it killing somebody, but it could have killed him.
Yeah. Oh my God. With that, and then even if it doesn't, obviously, like I feel like best case scenario there is if he gets hit with that, like that's an orbital bone somewhere, and then you're probably done for the season. Like at minimum, if it's anything with the eye, I mean, for baseball, if it changes your vision at all, that's career altering. Like that's what
I'm saying.
That was a close call in so many.
Grown-ass man swinging a piece of wood.
Yeah.
That was inches from your skull. And I've been in situations when I was younger, by the way. That's why when I see that, I get the hairs on my arm raise up a little bit, because I learned, and I'm very thankful I learned that look both ways, stay 10 feet away, because I had a close call. Now, I would assume moving forward, Jason's not going to be in that position moving forward. Because when a guy's on deck, right, like he's just getting in his position. He's hanging out. He's watching the pitcher. He's not paying attention to anything else, and nor should he really. He's locked in on the pitcher. But I digress. Jason's fine, but he's going to the minor leagues. Dylan Cruz is going to the minor leagues. Connor Griffin. There's some other names, but the one name that everyone's talking about, guys, Dean Kremer, I think wasn't fully on the bingo card when this decision at least was announced.
Yeah.
So if you missed it, the Orioles are rocking with 5 starters to start the year. It's going to be Rogers getting the ball in game 1, Bradish, Boz, Bassett, Eflin. And Eflin, he's looked damn good. Now, spring training numbers are spring training. I'm not going to look into that. But for Eflin, was he healthy or was he not? But still, when you thought that, Dean had been the best pitcher on the Baltimore Orioles, or at least the most reliable over the last 3 seasons. Most innings pitched, usually up there for wins. And last year of qualified starters, he was top 35 in all of baseball with a 4.19, I believe was the ERA. But think about that, 150 slots of qualified arms, not that they all are going to qualify, but say it's still 100 of those are qualified. And you have you're 35th on a list of 100, let alone 150. There's a lot of value there. Dean Kremer hasn't been in the minor leagues unless he's been rehabbing. So it's a frustrating moment for him, but they did it because this is the 5 that they like. And it's probably, arguably, on paper, the best rotation that's the Orioles have had going into a season healthy. But it sucks. I hate it for Dean. I hate it for the camaraderie you built. He's going to be counted upon. But it's not a good feeling when you felt that you were always locked in to be on this team. And you're wondering, would he be in the bullpen? Would he not? Well, no, the answer is simple. They want him to be a starter. But it does sting. It stings because this isn't a talent reason why Dean Kremer is in the minor leagues. I want to emphasize that. This was a business decision, not a Dean Kremer wasn't good enough to be in the big leagues, because he has been. Not a great April and May pitcher. Lord knows we need to figure out how to change Dean's voodoo on some of that.
In the first inning.
And the first inning jacks could be better. But down the stretch, he had moments that were extremely great. But Chris Bassett, been a workhorse, been consistent. Boz has the upside. Bradish and Rogers, self-explanatory. Zach Eflin was the one that you were going to make the choice of, but Zach Eflin, pedigree. I get the move, Zach. and I think we'll have to ask our guests about it here in a couple minutes. I get the move, but I don't necessarily doesn't mean that I like it.
Yeah, I think when all things considered business-wise, it was the right move. It was the move that had to be done. Simply when you look at it as they were only going to go with 5 starters when you take into account, okay, the start of the season, I think it's like 5 off days in the first 4 weeks. So obviously you don't want to go a 6-man rotation into that. And then suddenly Bradish and Rogers are going 7 days without pitching. So I understand that they had to make a move. And then once you get to that point where you're like, okay, we have to go with 5 guys. If you're going to send someone down, Dean has an option. Eflin, Bassett don't. Obviously, you weren't going to send down Boz, Bradish, or Rogers. So like you said, I understand like the business side of it. I get why they decided, okay, Dean Kremer was the odd man out. And this is kind of what I talked about. I remember when we said, talked with Zach Eflin signing here. And I was like, I wonder what this does for Dean Kremer to start the year, because we knew that they were looking into another pitcher at the time. It was Ronher Suarez. It was Framber Valdez. Obviously, they elect for Bassett after the other 2 sign. So it felt like there was kind of going to be this decision. And I never thought it was going to be whether I didn't think Dean honestly was going to go down, but I kind of like this more than Dean out of the bullpen. Now, I'm sure Dean would just rather be in Baltimore, but keep Dean stretched out as a starter. Don't have him do that thing that we talk about where we're like, hey, don't flip me between bullpen starter, bullpen starter, bullpen starter. Let him be a starter. We've talked about a million times. I feel like I've said the stat. You will need more than 5 starting pitchers this year. I would put a lot of money. Dean Kremer still pitches 130, 140 innings for the Orioles this season. This is something where I think by May 1st, maybe a little after, we see Dean back up here. Hopefully not because of injuries, but I think just as the schedule opens up more, less off days, you can maybe lean more into a 6-man rotation. But I was shocked by it. Like, I didn't see this coming, but I do understand, like you said, Rip, the business side of why this was the decision they came to when it goes between keep him a starter, you can bring another bullpen guy up to be in the pen, all of that. So I understand it. Like you said, though, it definitely shocked me.
And it's also the other reason every Orioles pitcher, knocking on wood, came out of camp healthy for starters. That's something that didn't happen a year ago. Speaking of that, former Oriole Grayson Rodriguez, he's going to start the season on the IL out there with the Angels. But we'll talk some ball, because the reason why we're bringing our guest on, he knows a little bit of ball. He's spending time with me on Thursday, whether he likes it or not, because we're going to be down at Pickles hanging out and doing our thing. He's played quite a bit. He knows a lot about the Orioles himself. He has a pretty good reputation there. So, hey, Bordy, you good? You ready to rock? Is he ready? Yeah, I couldn't even see the thumbs up because my computer froze.
Yeah,
he's good.
There he is.
Bring me on. Let's go.
All right. Hey, Bordy.
All right.
Hey, you look good. Good to see you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So are you is this the look we're rocking for opening day at Pickles?
No doubt about it, man. I've kind of fallen in love with the gray beard, and the no hair on top. It's getting a little thinner up there for sure, but the gray beard feels good for me. I'm embracing my age and loving every minute of it.
Okay. Well, before we get into this roster and some questions about, even with the Dean Kremer situation, do you have – actually, screw it. I want to you're going to save an opening day story for me. I know you got a lot of them. Can you think of one for later? You got one for me later? Okay.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Let's talk about this Dean Kremer situation then.
All right.
Is there – we understand the move, right? You got pitchers. You're going to go with a 5-man rotation. The Orioles are viewing Dean as the 6th option. Is there a moment that you could remember during your career that is similar? Because it's nothing that Dean did to go to the minors. It was just a numbers game. Can you maybe speak on that and maybe just give your opinion on the decision to keep him down to start the year?
Yeah, well, I don't really remember anything like this happening in the past. Baseball is a weird game in the sense that a lot of times things just happen to work out. And I think the Orioles were hoping that what wouldn't work out was Eflin being ready so soon.
Yeah.
Eflin just kind of shined all the way through, and he built his arm strength up. And, listen, everybody in the rotation did a great job. Yeah, and I heard you guys talking, man. I think everybody in this industry feels bad for Dean Kremer right now. Listen, he was a workhorse and has been a workhorse for this team. I mean, more games started than anybody over the past 4 or 5 seasons. I mean, he's as reliable as they come. I guess the only knock on him is, like you guys had mentioned, the month of March and April haven't been very kind to him. So hopefully he gets that out of his system, because, his earned run average is below 4 in all the starts after that. So I just hope mentally he can kind of keep it together and appreciate this as a way just to get extra work in, keep his strength up, and come back, as a starter down the road. It's going to be tough, though, if there isn't any kind of injury. But one thing that does happen is you keep your bullpen strong. I know there was a lot of entertaining the 6-man rotation, but man, if you go with 6 guys and then your bullpen is a little bit short, especially in the early going, you just never know what's going to happen there. And the bullpen's a big question mark, I think, for this team. The hope is Dean goes down there with the right kind of attitude. He helps guys like Povich and some of the other arms that are down there as well. He gets his work in, and the opportunity will come up, and Dean Kremer will once again be a big part of this organization this year. I don't know if it bodes well for an extension. I don't know that Dean Kremer would want to come back after being sent down, and after this year, he might have an opportunity to check it out. I think the Orioles, man, they should offer him a 2 or 3 year deal right now as we speak, just to kind of make him feel a little bit better, because he is one of the most reliable pitchers in baseball and has been for a number of years now.
Yeah, the one thing I worry just with the whole situation is just, not getting too mental, and Dino's a level-headed guy, but the psyche of that, because it's saying, hey, we really like you, but we like the other 5 guys better right now. And I don't blame it. I mean, Eflin's looked good. Got to see him down there. Boz is electric, and he's got a lot of upside with his stuff. And then there's Bradish and Rogers, and you sign Bassett, so it's completely understandable. But the psyche, Bordy, baseball players, we're superstitious, and we get in our heads. And there's a little bit of expectation here. So just looking around the AL East going into this year, a lot of teams can say they can win it, but each team has a little bit of flaws. Where do you kind of stand after seeing where the Orioles were last year? Failed kind of in a very open way, cleaned house with the coaching staff, but the expectations are still there for them to win. That hasn't gone away. So where do you think they match up right now as we're pushing towards Thursday?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge. I think here in the early going, though, as an Oriole fan and somebody that, appreciates, this team and some of the players that they put together, I'm an optimist, but from an analytics standpoint, as an analyst of the game, there are some big-time concerns. I think one of the best moves that the Orioles have done in many years is land a couple power right-handed bats and legitimate guys that are proven guys, above average players. I mean, my gosh, the Polar Bears, exceptional. And I think really landed a big one right there, because I think what he's going to do is he's going to hold younger players accountable. I think he works as hard as anybody. I think he's already been a great voice in that Oriole clubhouse. But I also think that it's going to take so much pressure off the young guys that have had to carry this kind of, foundational moniker for the last few years, right? I mean, they've had success as young players, but the pressure never stops for them. And they were expected to lead this team last year, and it didn't happen, man. And I know there were a lot of injuries, but what bringing in Alonso and Ward does will take so much pressure off these young hitters. And we need bounce back years from Adley Rutschman. We need bounce back year from Colton Cowser. We just need consistency from those bats. I think everybody kind of assumes that Gunner's going to have another great kind of MVP caliber season, but it should also help guys like Coby Mayo, who's getting a great opportunity right now. Just relax and know that the pressure isn't on him to be the guy, or the pressure isn't on any of these young guys to be the guy. Alonso and Ward are the guys. Let's just kind of rally around them and see what happens. So that, I guess, diminishment of pressure that I think these young guys are going to feel. Even though there's always pressure at the major league level, they don't have the weight of this team on their shoulders anymore. And especially a guy like Adley Rutschman. Every year we talk about how he's just such a foundational piece, and he's got to be the guy that comes through. And all of a sudden Gunnar starts emerging. Well, who's going to be the team leader and take control? Well, it doesn't have to be any of those guys now. They will lead as time goes by and they continue to get more repetitions under their belt and as years get under their belt. But a true leader is going to be a guy like, the polar bear, Alonso. Ward's going to be a quiet leader out there. I think Bassett's going to be a great clubhouse leader as well because he's experienced so many things out there. So they got a great group of veteran guys that are going to alleviate some of the unneeded pressure, I think, on the younger players now.
I hope so. And you mentioned one of the young players who's going to have an opportunity. I'm going to break him down a little bit in the second hour of the show, Bordy, and that is Coby Mayo. And we got to talk to Coby down in spring training. His demeanor is so much more relaxed this year. He's a lot more comfortable with himself, maybe a little bit more frustration last year of trying to get there. But then the last month in September of the 2025 season, hits over 300, has 5 jacks, and proves the hitting side he knows he can do it. But that's not what people are going to focus on, Bordy. So I think you're a good person to talk about this because I heard you could field a ball or two in your day. So towards the end of your career too, right, you had to then dabble with playing shortstop. Is that correct? Or third base. Is that correct?
Yep. Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah.
So for a big guy like Coby, what is the biggest challenge you think for him? Because besides the fact that everyone's telling him he can't do it, that he's too big and can't move, why don't we focus on what he needs to do and what he can do to go and have success?
Yeah, well, I think it's really important for him to control what he can control and not try to be anybody that he's not. And I think learning that position over at third base, what happened last year, I thought he made himself a pretty good first baseman. So it's all about the angles on the corners. That being a first baseman, the ability to make drop steps, the ability to see the ball as well as you can. And I think what's hard for somebody as tall as him, and for you too, you got to be able to use your legs to get down, and you got to be able to make those one-step moves to either get the short hop you want or that higher hop you want. So the ability to see the ball, I think, is going to be really important. His arm is as good as anybody's in all of baseball. I mean, my gosh, I even asked him last year, I said, have they ever thought about moving to the outfield if they don't think you're athletic enough to play an infield position, because the arm will play. I mean, and if it doesn't play in a corner infield spot, it could play on the mound too one day for this guy. He just has an electric arm. So it's going to be fun to watch, but that was always kind of the knock, just not enough athleticism for that corner position. Didn't have to be quite as athletic over at first base, but it's still a very challenging position. So those subtle angles that hopefully they're working on, the ability to read those hops, the ability to keep his eyes down low so he can see the ball a little bit better, because if he plays too tall over there on the corner, the ball's just going to eat him up. So he's got to have the ability. Listen, I played with a guy that had very limited range when I first came up in the big leagues, Carney Lansford, but he caught every dang ball. And he was so low and spread out just so he could see the ball better. And of course, through repetition, he understood how to read hops just as well as anybody in the game. So that's what I hope happens there. I hope he just doesn't try to be like the super freak third baseman and try to make every play, understanding what he's capable of doing, but little subtle changes with his feet can really help his game. And I hope that's what they've worked on down there.
Yeah, I hope so too. And for the tall guys, you're right. We got to get lower, got to get into our legs, get the ass down is what I've been told from time to time. And it's hard, It's the beauty of being tall, Bordy, right? That's like we're the same height. You know what I mean? So, maybe I should match you with should I get a little touch of gray beard on opening day? Should I bring that?
Your wife would
bring it out, baby. Bring it out.
I don't know if Jamie would like. She really doesn't like when I have a beard, Bordy. She doesn't like the look.
Are you getting some gray hairs in your hair? Or are you coloring it like Brady Anderson always did?
hey, have you seen BA in the Angels uni out there?
I did. I have.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
So I texted him and said, "Style on, man." And he goes, "You know what? Orange was was fair to me. Red is just absolute freaking misery. He goes, not good for my pasty ass. But he's loving it out there.
Sure.
Before I wrap up with you, Zach, you got a question for Bordy on the season?
Real fast, Mike, you obviously talked about guys like Pete Alonso and the veteran leadership coming in, but another change this season is with Craig Alvarez coming in. You have a completely new coaching staff. How much of an impact do you think that will have on maybe these younger guys as they come up and they have this fresh start with a new coaching staff, maybe a new mindset heading into this season where, like you said, a lot of guys are hoping to bounce back?
Yeah, well, I think everything I've seen, the energy has been high, and that's really, I think, what players are looking for out of new managers. He talked early, about getting the vibe right, and I think the energy that he and his coaching staff bring really kind of helps energize all the players in the clubhouse, because when you look around, the coaches are always the first ones there, the last ones to leave, and if they're kind of moping around, I mean, the players kind of follow suit. And I think from the start of spring training, you saw them diving on the slip and slide and having some fun and engaging with these guys. Alvarez was jumping around. And I think players buy into that kind of energy. Now, strategically on the baseball field, sometimes they might be questioned about whether they brought in a pitcher too soon or didn't leave a starter in too long. And that's a commonplace in this game of baseball. But as long as there's a consistent energy and the will to try to get better every single day you go to the field, I think that's what the players feed off of. And that's what I expect him and his coaching staff to bring. At least that's from everything I've heard up until this point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. You know me, Bordy, I'm a baseball guy, and you got to go and play the game in 2025. The Blue Jays, the previous year, were the cellar dwellers. 74 wins, I believe they had. They went from 74 to 94 to winning the AL East to moments away from winning the World Series. You got to go out and play it. But the Orioles, just like a lot of teams, they're going to have a lot of work to do because it's a competitive division. It's the AL Beast is what they nickname it.
Yeah.
Now, it is going to be opening day. You've had quite a few opening days. Do you have an opening day story for me to wrap this up that you lean back on?
Well, I'll tell you what. I have to mention how special running down the orange carpet in Camden Yards is. I mean, that's one of the greatest opening day feelings I think any player can ever have. Of course, you feel the electricity of the city, the excitement of Oriole baseball, the promise for the upcoming year, and the hope to make it into the postseason and fill the stadium up. So that is always really exciting. But my very first opening day was my most memorable and something that I will always think about, because I was surrounded by some of the greatest Oakland A's in the history of the game. They had just gotten done winning the World Series in 1989. The Coliseum was still the Coliseum. They hadn't built that giant edifice out in center field for the Raiders yet. So it was all opened up to the open hills. There's 56,000 people in the Coliseum. The lights went out, and they had a video display showing the World Series champs. They handed them their rings. Fireworks went off, and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I knew I wasn't going to play. I was just in awe of everything I was witnessing. And then that year to get back to the World Series and actually be a tiny little part of that was pretty cool. But to stand there on the line with some of the greatest players of the history of the game, and for them to win they had like a mini dynasty, man, back then. Another 3-year run of 3 consecutive World Series, not like the 70s A's, but my gosh, they did some pretty special things. So yeah, I'll never forget that. And it was a great way to start my major league career.
Certainly was. That's starting off with a bang. Literally, they're celebrating it, and yeah, there was some big boppers out there.
Yeah,
and some hell of some players out there with the A's.
Oh,
Well, Bordy, I'm going to see you Thursday. But
Yeah.
where can everyone, besides seeing us at Pickles for pregame work, but what you're going to be doing this year, where people can find you, and if they want to, I could tell them where to go get a touch of gray for the beard, but where can they find you otherwise?
Yeah, 105.7, right? Baltimore baseball tonight. We're going to be doing that again this year. That's going to be a lot of fun. But I also have a podcast, Jerry Coleman, the legendary Jerry Coleman and I. This is our second year together, but it's been a podcast that's been running for 4 or 5 years now. Adam Jones was one of the original hosts of the Be More Baseball podcast. You can check it out on bemoresportspod.com. So out on all the podcast sites. So we have great guests like you guys do, but we're excited about this year and hopefully get a bunch of Orioles on there as well. Also giving some lessons down at Dempsey's the new batting cage down in Columbia. So love working with kids and doing clinics over there. And I also got to give a shout out about my nonprofit called the League of Dreams in Catonsville, Maryland. Frank Kalarick has been an incredible leader for this group. We put in a couple STEM centers here locally. So doing a lot of great things for our special needs community. We've got a great partnership going on as well with CCBC, especially right in Catonsville, Maryland. So great relationship with them and hope to continue to grow and impact more lives.
Yeah, you always got a lot going on. You always like to help the younger generation, especially if you want to know how to field a ground ball or two. I've seen it on display. Bordy's got that down. He also knows a thing or two about swinging the bat. He won't admit that, but he knows how to do it. And I saw Frank Kalarick this past weekend. Tremendous program. So, Bordy, you're staying busy, but get your rest. It's going to be a madhouse on Thursday, all right? So
I am so looking forward to it, man. Let's go Pickles. Hey, get that. Don't forget about that double bacon cheeseburger down there. And if you're going to get it without the bun, man. Just get the meat. Meat only.
Oh, meat only. No bun. Just the meat
only, baby. Meat only.
40 special, just the meat. Hey, 40, I appreciate you, man. I'll see you in a couple days and have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks. You too, guys. Thanks for having me.
Mike Bordick, everybody. It's gonna be a madhouse.
No bun.
I'm telling you, man.
It's opening day. Just eat the whole damn thing.
I actually sometimes no bun. Maybe meat.
You don't count because you're an insane person when it comes to anything food related. It's all plain. You'll eat whatever. I can't trust you when
you don't want just the meat.
Nope. No.
How about you, Zach?
Why are we having this? Like that? No
It's
bun
40's
is
fault.
just
40 started.
crazy.
See, that's what I'm saying. Thank you.
It's crazy.
We're having a good time. You know what? If you want to have buns or no buns, do what you want. It's opening day. Celebrate the way that you want. It, to me, is one of the best days of the year. Not just for the Orioles, but bias in Baltimore. It's a great opening day. But in general, opening day is one of the greatest days of the year for sports fans. Actually, we're going to find out how great you think it is at the 4 o'clock hour. But speaking of the games, or speaking of opening day, new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. If you are going to Camden Yards, you are going to see some upgrades. The stadium has gone through some changes, guys. Some changes.
Going through changes.
That was...
Don't you know that song?
Yeah. That's a different version.
It's a Big Mouth.
Acoustic. It was good. Zach?
No.
Okay.
What?
No.
Damn. You never seen Big Mouth?
No.
Oh, bro. You got to watch Big
Bruh.
Mouth. Have you seen Big Mouth, Rip?
Oh, interesting.
Maybe as a kid?
Interesting.
No, it's not as a kid. It's a recent show on Netflix.
Oh,
That's
then
absolutely
Yeah.
freaking
Sorry.
hilarious.
Then
It's
no, I haven't.
animated show that basically is about like going through the change of life as far as like puberty and stuff.
Oh, puberty. Good times.
That's why it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Good times.
And it is raunchy AF.
When my voice used to be like this,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
a
it
real
went
boy.
down. Hey, I'm a real boy. Oh, goodness gracious. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. But stadium upgrades. If you guys have seen it, there are a lot. And probably the largest upgrade is front and center in center field. And it's a scoreboard. And it looks magnificent.
Yes.
And people have been asking for it. They've been asking for the sound system. That has also been upgraded. And I'm telling you, because I got to do some games over in the warehouse. I was checking it out. I was hearing everything. And what I can tell you is that I do not believe will disappoint you. It looks great. The Truist level just went in as well. That's in there. They have now renovated the club level.
That looks bananas.
There's so much that they've worked on, and they still are. The Corona Bar, which will not be open yet until the All-Star break. That was a late to the deal, but they said, you know what? We want people to get their Coronas, and I like that. So that's going to be great when it is. But overall, there's a lot of good vibes. And the stadium, as great as Camden Yards is, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's 33 years old,
Mhm.
you know? It's a little older than me, Zach, right? Way older than you. No thoughts? You don't like the stadium upgrades?
I think all the technological upgrades were fantastic. What happened as a society where we got rid of the grounds crew?
Oh, that was the hot topic.
I saw that they made a big scoreboard to keep your eyes up to distract you from the fact that they took away one of the coolest aspects in any ballpark, that when you hit a home run over the right field wall, you were hitting it right over, and there was the grounds crew going nuts in there. Now it's gone, and that just I heard stuff. It's like, oh, safety. You know, they wanted more padding there. I understand it, but that was iconic. I loved that so much. When you would see that, or like a ball against the wall, and there's the grounds crew in there, you see them running out of there. When it was
a part of the culture of the stadium.
Yeah,
it made it. You know, some can argue the Minute Maid Park, or they changed their name, whatever the stadium, the Astro Stadium, when they had a freaking mountain in center field.
Yeah,
just the hill going up. Bring that back. Now that actually,
we're not bringing that back.
That is a hazard.
That
design from the start made zero sense.
The flagpole in the middle of it, but you can go around the flagpole because it's in play.
You are doing a vertical run up a hill 410 feet from home plate.
Yeah.
Just I don't know what
I don't know what that
we're
was
doing.
But here's the thing. I get you, Zach. There's been so many improvements to this stadium over this offseason that, like, I don't care. Where is the grounds crew at now, by the way?
I'm not sure. That's another thing. What if they're just in the dark? Like that's where they are, so they just boarded it up.
Yeah.
Just have like a single light in there.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where they are.
But like when we're talking about the walls back where it needs to be, the concessions look amazing.
Big shoe.
The Truist club level looks ridiculous. The scoreboard looks awesome. By the way, we haven't even talked about the fact that fans can now come in during batting practice, which hasn't been a thing for 20 plus years. That was like one of my favorite things about going to the ball game, catching dingers at batting practice.
Just catching some ding dongs. It's
the organization has done some really good things in the offseason.
I think, especially for the younger kids, of getting them more involved in the game.
Yeah.
Going to watch BP of some of your favorite players.
Oh my God.
Is a front row seat to see something special.
Yeah.
You can have that moment with your family as well if you go. I love that. And I hope to see more teams throughout baseball because that's a simple ask. I know you want the privacy in general. That's how it was before. But I think the upside, you can make it a day for the kids and for families now.
Yeah.
You can get down to the ballpark early. You can go and watch that. And then hopefully you'll see the Birds win a few games this year. And by a few, I hope they win 90-some and get to the playoffs. Because if they don't, it's all Zach's fault.
Yeah.
But really, it's my fault. So it's.
I always have a tradition now in the beginning of the season to place a bet of over under 100 games for the O's, and I'm going over this year
to win.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm doing it.
That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games.
They've done it before in the last 5 years,
but they did it when no one thought they would did it.
They still did it.
You know?
A lot of people counting them out this year.
Yep.
Hey,
I just don't. I mean, look, this is me being hyped up because we're here.
Yep,
we're here. I don't care.
We're here.
It's irrational. We're here.
We're here. It's Monday, Overreaction Monday.
When you got that lineup, the way O's are hitting a million home runs this year.
They should.
They're hitting a million home runs. The pitching's as good as it's been in probably the last 5 years, maybe more. I just feel like there is a lot of opportunity here, as long as everybody stays healthy, to win a lot of ball games. And I think 100's on the table.
Hey, if you get out of the gate good, solid, build up some momentum, you got to beat your AL East teams. You got to beat them. Have to do it. Yeah, you can build the momentum. But you know what I would like besides the dingers are cool, right? Like the kid
Jacks.
You know, they love the long balls.
Hell yeah.
It's great. What you need to learn how to win in different variations early and often. I don't care how you do it, you got to find a way, because the one thing for great teams, and I'll go back to even saying with Toronto last year, damn, they could hit, but damn, they could hit in different situations. Damn, they could find a way to come back and make it a game. Damn, they could put up a big spot, because you know what? Their pitching staff was 19th best in baseball last year.
Yeah.
They're going to be better this year, that pitching staff, but their offense might regress. It might, because they lost some pieces, and you got to have an encore performance. But for the Orioles, they have the potential to hit 30-plus home runs from 5 or 6 guys. They have that potential, but they have to find a way to win when the bats ain't hot, and you got to go out there and scratch a couple of runs across. I did the spring breakout game for Masson, and I'm watching this game, and pitching was dominating on both sides. The Red Sox prospects, they got some arms. The Orioles prospects, they got some arms. They were shoving. It was Gibson, Herman, Jurwa, shoved. And then same thing on the other side for the Red Sox guys, shoving. But you know how the Orioles ended up winning that game? Ike Irish hit a ball off the top of the wall for a double. He made a good read going from second to third on a ground ball to the shortstop, which he read correctly, slow ground ball. And then on a contact play, Estrada puts the ball in play, chops it, and Ike Irish scores. And then later on, 2 strikes, man on second and third, 2-strike hitting, put the ball in play, base hit the right, scores 2, and that was enough for them to win the game. But pitching dominated it. You just needed 1 or 2 good moments. That's what Baltimore's going to need. But we'd also love some Pete Alonso big balls to boot. And you know Pete's excited about opening day. But, guys, we have reached the first hour back of the show. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, welcome back.
That hour 1 is in the books. And if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, we do this live Monday through Friday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. And don't worry, we will still have a lot of football and other sports and content throughout the year. We understand that we have a lot of people that want to talk some foosball. We have a lot of people that want to talk baseball because it is baseball season. We are baseball people at the core. But we do also get some really good football guests, which we might get some that people would like to hear from.
Yeah, some real interesting ones.
There's some very interesting ones that could be on the books here. But we're at the 4 o'clock hour, and it's a great time. Brad, do you want to introduce Mr. Poll? Is it ready?
Mr. Poll.
Mr. Poll, no? The poll.
Well, yeah, we get what you're saying.
Okay, so bad.
Jesus Christ, man.
Listen,
Good to know that hasn't left Rip in these last few weeks.
I'm sorry that I'm bringing a little bit of energy here because Zach's going, it's fun. It's good being back. And you're over there.
We got to conserve. We are 3 days away from the marathon. It is a marathon.
What does Rip like to say? It's a long season.
It's a long season. You're coming out too fast.
No, I'm not coming out too fast. You know what? The people have been waiting. Okay. And they expect a little bit of energy, you know?
I'm fine with the energy.
Yeah.
I think we got great energy.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd argue fantastic energy.
Yeah.
We got this new right here. I mean, fantastic energy. We got some stuff.
Shout out Key.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out Key. Looks good. Looks hot. Looks good.
We got more of that coming.
Okay, so if you don't like Mr. Poll or Brad's,
it's just the poll.
Okay. the poll.
We can brand it if you want. I just don't want it to brand it Mr. Poll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mr. Poll.
but Mr. Poll is probably better than Brad's poll.
I actually like Brad's poll better.
I don't.
I see why you're saying
Ryan
that.
loves Brad's poll.
No. I mean, it's a good. You have a good
Poll.
You have a good poll. All right. What
Thanks.
is this
Appreciate
poll?
you.
What
All
is
right.
this
So today's poll is the worst day to go to work for sports fans is March Madness round of 64 that we just got through, which, by the way, when I was working a 9-to-5 job, no chance I was working that day. Not paying attention to any of it. I work for T. Rowe Price. Loved that job. Wasn't really working that day, even though I might have been at work. Opening day, of course, another one, in my opinion, should just be a holiday. Let's just make it a federal holiday. Opening day. Nothing else needs to be said in regards to that. The Monday after the Super Bowl, meh. You can still go to work. You can still get some stuff done, but are you really at 100%? Probably not. And then I just put other because I couldn't think of anything else. So I was hoping somebody would write in something. Somebody did vote for other, but they didn't write anything else. So if you did vote in there, something else, give me another day that maybe would be a worse day to go to work other than those three that I first mentioned. But opening day is dominating this poll, Brad's poll, by 76%.
I mean, I think that's valid. You know, I do think one of the most unproductive days is after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because you have this feeling that comes over you that football's done.
Yeah.
And you also, whether you say, I don't want to watch the Super Bowl, you watch something. You will watch the halftime show.
Yeah.
You'll watch it.
Commercials.
You'll watch commercials, and you won't go to bed at 9 p.m., right? You're going to be up. Opening day at any age, and when I was younger, you know, Calvin was still playing. I went to games when he just retired, and we had to get taken out of school, and the excuse was Ryan is gonna go to opening day. You're not even like sugarcoating it, right? So I think that opening day, especially as an adult, you are really taking in the experience.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it's definitely opening day. I just think because the other aspect of it is like, you know, I know people will bring up obviously like, oh, the first 2 days of March Madness are two of the greatest days of the year. But kind of like you said, Brad, I think part of that makes it so great is that you have basketball on to kind of distract you and push off everything else that you were supposed to do. Like that's what part of the magic of the first day of March. It's like you're in either school, like all of my favorite memories of like college basketball are like growing up in school and you're like March Madness and the teacher was like, hey, we're putting the game on the screen, or you're watching it on your tablet and you're not supposed to, like those type of things, or you got it on in the cubicle. I think that's like the part of March Madness is watching the games when you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Opening day, that's you're there. Like, okay, it's time to go. Let's roll.
Well, that's why also March Madness is the round of 64 and 32 is the number one time to get a vasectomy.
Oh, yeah.
It actually is.
That's a true story.
What is it, like 2 days you get to?
Yeah, it's a 72-hour recovery.
Yeah.
And you get to watch basketball. Those entire 72 hours, just have like, some frozen peas on the boys and call it a day.
It's for those that I've heard that have had it, it's one of the best experiences post procedure because they do nothing.
Yeah.
March Madness, I'll be honest, I prior to this, this year, I was running around doing some things, working, calling games.
Yeah.
But typically, like on a normal work day, I have multiple TVs on.
Yeah.
Watching the games. I do. But opening day is the one that you would be present for if you're in the area for your team.
Yep.
March Madness is you're going to have the TVs on.
For sure.
Just
to be clear, I have not had a vasectomy. Just know a lot of people that have.
Well, thank you for clearing that up today.
Fertile Myrtle over here.
Thank you again for that. That was great. Our audience was.
Hey, you wanted the energy back.
Hey, you know what? Thank you. Welcome back, Brad.
Yeah.
There it is. Thank you. Zach, do you want to share something?
I feel like I'm.
You ever had a vasectomy, Zach?
No, I haven't. I haven't these days. Haven't looked into one yet. No.
You got time.
It's a real poll of the day. Vasectomy, no vasectomy.
We're just talking about everybody's poll.
Just poll talk.
Poll talk. I like that. Ooh, I like poll talk.
Poll talk is good. Now we got somewhere.
You got to let it come naturally.
Yes.
And we can't. It can't be branded like someone's poll. It's just poll talk.
Poll talk.
Poll talk.
Poll talk.
Poll talk. And then potential sponsors.
Hey.
Possibly you.
Speaking of sponsors.
It is speaking of. Is it time to go from one stream
to the next?
To another stream?
Bam.
Gotta give me a heads up on that one.
Listen, I tried to give you a softball. There it is.
Oh, and thanks to our friends over at AutoStream Car Care Center. Look, they're still running the promo. $50 off when you mention the name Ryan Ripken. You can't combine it with other offers, but all you do is go in, hey, I got an issue, oil, brakes, you name it, tires. Just say, Ryan Ripken sent me. You get $50 off that service. And I got to say, the people over there, they are great. They give you honest assessments and quality care. And they also put yours truly in some very interesting social media posts. So if you're interested in that, go to Instagram at Ryan Ripken Show and at AutoStream Car Care Center to see some very colorful videos, which I think we might start implementing on this show during the programming.
The AutoStream commercials are absolutely hilarious.
I
don't know who they got running their social media over there, but genius.
Yeah,
shout out Grace. She's phenomenal.
Grace, you're the best.
I'm afraid for you guys to see the next one because I went out on a limb, even more out on a limb.
I was going to say.
And I've been going out on a limb.
Yeah. The most recent with the Trust Fall one, it's gold.
Yeah.
Trust Fall. But all stream, we appreciate you guys. From that stream back to this stream, can we look at what we had? I think our next thing was just kind of a little bit of NFL news notes. The reality is in this situation, we're going to have days where there just isn't a ton to talk about, at least for our audience.
Yeah.
So we will get into the draft here, which is coming up. It will be next month. We will have draft experts. We might have some draft prospects that are going to join the show, or we might just have NFL personalities. But if it's going to be Nick Moore, you are mistaken, because Lord knows if we see Nick again.
I don't know where he is.
But we will be talking more about the football side. But the news today, JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, he signed a big extension.
Got paid.
Congratulations to him. He got paid and he balled out. Super Bowl, wins it, Offensive Player of the Year, and getting that money. Hell of a year for JSN. Recently,
He's
Jalen.
24 years old.
He's a beast, man. Ohio State, wide receiver, you.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle gets traded to the Broncos, gave up a first-round pick for him, which when you're looking at all the reason why it's important, A.J. Brown apparently was quote-unquote being shopped, but they wanted at least the first. Now, as that price go up? Probably. That's really kind of the bigger news there. And the reality is, for the teams like the Ravens and the Commanders in this area, they're going to get ready for the draft. As you guys know, the Ravens got their picks back. We didn't really react much after, but the aftermath is to Max Crosby explaining his side of the story.
Not a good look. The optics for the Ravens right now it's not good.
Wasn't a great situation. And it's tough because when you're in moments where the deal's not finalized, and you want to try to keep this boundary, but still you feel like they could probably say, hey, could we have handled some things better? Probably. Honestly, I think the other part to sum it up for people of saying why they would, the Ravens were about to do something they'd never done before, let alone not just one first-round pick, which they've never given up.
Yeah.
Two, which is unprecedented for an organization that I just said never gives up one, is that you have to be 100,000% sure that you are confident in the situation. And whether you're saying you speculate, I don't like doing that, whether you're saying there's another player available or you just had doubt. if it was 20% doubt, 30% doubt, 50-50, you name it, if the number isn't 0%, you're going to have to make a tough decision, and they had to make a tough decision.
I'm with you on that. I think for me, it's more
it's the optics.
It's the optics. Yeah, like we're talking about a PR from a PR standpoint. That's just not a good look, especially when Max comes out and talks about how he was kind of treated, and whether there's truth to that or not. I don't think that he's completely lying. I also don't know if that's 100% truth. Just because we know.
Yeah.
Well, he flew into Dulles. The airport thing, by the way.
I'm not talking about the airport thing. I'm talking about like after he got there.
Oh,
like,
I agree. But I was saying Dulles, if you ever flown into Dulles, and you guys know how I feel about the Baltimore-Washington Parkway and that the region for traffic.
God. Yes.
Dulles shouldn't take you as long, but for a direct flight, that is the airport you have to go to there.
So dumb.
But two, yes. If the amount of time period of not talking, just saying,
just
hey,
weird.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And of course, they're probably doing due diligence. And then maybe you're having that awkward conversation of this might not go through, but how do you want to present it? Because this guy's excited to be here.
Yeah.
I think everyone could say it could have been a better look, but it's moved on. Looks like Max ain't going anywhere either.
Nope.
Right? No other team is making this push, at least for now.
Well, the Raiders' asking price is too high, especially given the fact that the Ravens and the Cowboys now have been like, nope.
Yeah.
Not for 2 firsts. I almost wonder if the Raiders budged and were like, we'll take 1 first. We're coming up on the draft. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
They could end up changing their tune, bringing the cost of Max Crosby down a little bit.
Max back to Baltimore. It's on. Just kidding.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I'm telling you, there is not a chance in hell after that.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But look, this is how it goes. Again, bummed. I was excited to see Max Crosby play. I think he's going to ball out next year. I think he'll ball out the year after.
I was so bummed, man. So bummed.
Everyone we talked to, we had 3 great interviews too about Max Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
That we had to flush.
Yep.
Yeah.
Day of.
Down the toilet.
Really good.
Literally the day of.
Yep.
We were doing interviews the day of that. All that news dropped, and we're like, "Are you effing kidding me?"
We do have some good draft stories though that we will share moving forward, so that will be great. We did have some great Trey Hendrickson conversations.
Yeah.
And maybe one of the days we'll just hear from the man himself.
Maybe.
But if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. The Ryan Ripken Show. We're live Monday through Friday now from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And when the show's done, you can find it on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. And we are running for 2 hours Monday through Friday. So we appreciate you guys. That's really the news and nuggets around the NFL today. Ain't really a lot going on. That's it. Baseball is what's going on. And to bring our guy back for his 2026 debut, because it's been a little bit of time since we had our guy. Daniel, is he here, by the way? Do I see him in the bottom?
Yeah,
he's here?
here. Yep, he's here.
All right, can I get a thumbs up if you're ready to rock and roll? Boom, double thumbs up. So our guy that has been, you just brought him on. Daniel Alvarez-Montes, baby.
Listen, the thumbs up goes up. He's coming on.
He's coming on. Well, hey, Daniel, it's been a while. And for those that don't know, with El Extra Base, you were busy, my friend, down at the World Baseball Classic. We'll get to that, but how are you doing? You look great. What's been going on?
No, thank you, man. It's great to be back and happy to be here again. I mean, obviously, I was very happy and very busy. Happy as well, of course. Still busy, obviously, with baseball season coming up, but super excited for everything that we're doing.
Yeah, well, for those that don't know, with El Extra Base, you cover baseball, you cover all baseball, but you do have such a strong presence with the Latin countries, and specifically then Venezuela had quite a run. You were there for all of this. Where do we even start with it? Do we start with the outcome with Venezuela and how the raw emotion of you being on the field, and then we can talk then about the whole tournament as a whole? Because I saw you down there interviewing And for those that are saying about how much this matters for the players in a country, you had the front row seat. And I know that that's something that, really speaks to you. So tell me about the chaos of the Venezuelan team being the World Baseball Classic champs.
Yeah, I know it means a lot, Ryan. And first of all, I want to thank you because since last year we've been talking about international baseball and WBC and how Venezuela was preparing to have a very special group that ended up winning everything, and that just meant a lot. And to be there on the field with them, with their families, was also very special. And I think one of the most difficult things of my career as well, because obviously I was happy celebrating as a Venezuelan, but knowing that I had a job to do, and that was to do the interviews and get our audience, all the impressions and everything that the players were feeling at the same time, and their families as well. And that just meant a lot, especially by being so close to that group for this whole process, not only for this tournament, but for the previous tournament as well, since the naming of Omar Lopez as the manager of the team, and knowing that it wasn't easy, and that they had to overcome a lot of things, both on the field, off the field, to accomplish this. And I couldn't be more happy about this, but especially, as I mentioned, knowing how hard it was for them to get there.
Now I got to know then, 8th inning, Harper connects, big ball, dead center. Felt like a no-doubter. Everyone's going nuts. All the momentum is shifting back towards the U.S. And I even thought, I'm like, okay, this is the moment. Like, the U.S. is going to have this moment. But it was right in the MO of the whole tournament for Venezuela. They just didn't blink. But walk me through that whole scenario. You can have it as a reporter. You can talk about it as a fan. The last 2 innings were insane.
Where they were insane, and I was on radio for Univision Deportes Radio, who had the Spanish call for the U.S. And one or two pitches before, my partner who was calling the game said, "If there's someone that can have a big moment here, it's Bryce Harper." And I'm like, "Yeah, I hope you're wrong, but yes, it can be Bryce." And the next pitch, next thing you know, the ball is 400 something feet over, in center field. And I thought, man, the first thought I had was Trey Turner 3 years ago with the Grand Slam, and I'm like, dude, are we seriously going through something similar again? Thank God the game was tied. And I said, okay, this team has been coming back all tournament long, and I'm not going to be surprised if they do it again next inning. But also, Aaron Judge is coming behind him, and I know that he had a couple of good games in pool play, but he was probably lacking, a great moment after the quarterfinals, and that was his moment right there. And thankfully, Andres Machado was able to get out of the inning. The Venezuelan bullpen was just great. Those, the whole tournament long, but especially after the pool play when they faced Japan, obviously Italy, and then the U.S. in the finals. And then in the 9th inning, I'm watching at Javier Sanoja running from one side of the dugout to the other, and I said, okay, if someone gets on base, Javi is going to be ready to pinch run, and then it's up to God what's just going to happen, because we just don't know. I thought we were going to see Mason Miller coming out of the bullpen. When I saw Garrett Whitlock, who I know obviously it's a really good pitcher, I said, okay, but he's not quite Mason Miller. So maybe if they get someone on, something might happen here, and then who knows, right? And for Gino Suarez to have that moment with how much he cares about this team, how much he cares about this country, and just the pure joy and emotion that he showed during the tournament, but after the game, on that interview with Ken Rosenthal, how much he was just praising God and putting his name in front of it all the time. No one deserved a moment like that more than Eugenio. So that was really exciting. I had to contain myself in the broadcast, but obviously internally I was so happy. And then in the ninth inning, I just had all the the trust in Daniel Valencia, who was just lights out for the entire tournament.
Yeah, we were hoping when a certain lefty pinch hit in the ninth, maybe there'd be some magic. I think I would have loved to see Gunnar pinch hit in the first.
Yeah.
You know, and
I would have loved to see Gunnar just play the whole WBC. I don't know what was up with
Right.
that.
Well, hey, did you enjoy watching? Real quick, did you enjoy watching Gunnar Henderson? He's a pretty good player.
Absolutely. I mean, I love watching him, and when he came up, I was like, oh man. I mean, it's not easy, and it was the same thing when they were facing the Dominican. I mean, you just can't catch a break with that lineup. I mean, whoever, if you want to say, okay, move on to the next hitter, it's probably their best hitter on their team, and that's something really difficult to do. I mean, to have to navigate through that lineup was really something intense for any pitcher. And the way they grinded and they were able to get out of it. I mean, to limit that offense to only 2 runs, it was something really remarkable.
It's such a great point that you bring up, Daniel, because especially with the U.S. team, you can't walk one guy because the next guy is going to be either Aaron Judge or Kyle Schwarber or Gunnar Henderson or whoever.
Exactly.
But the ninth hitter was at one point in the tournament, it was like Pete Crow Armstrong.
It was PCA, exactly.
Breaking. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then I thought, well, is he gonna pinch it? Is he gonna take out Will Smith here? And if he takes out Will Smith, then 60 homers are coming to the plate with Cal Raleigh.
Right.
So that was like man. I mean, no matter where you go, no matter where you look, it's gonna be really a really difficult task, and that just speaks volume of how good they were in the tournament, and hopefully they're able to carry that momentum into the season.
You know, the one name that I think gave this pitching staff a lot of confidence for Venezuela was the guy that was behind the dish in Salvador Perez. Salvi,
That guy's such an anchor for any team he's on, man.
Salvi, the baseball people know how good he is, but I think that if people didn't know of why this staff and look, Venezuela, right, Daniel, they got some good pitchers, very good pitchers. I thought they had the best advantage behind the plate in the entire tournament with Salvador Perez.
I agree.
Because no one knows how to command a team, a pitching staff that I think like Salvi. Could you maybe just talk about what Salvi means to the country and just watching him in action, because I thought he was the X factor, especially in that final.
Yeah, I agree with you, man, 100%. You nailed it there, because after Miggy, he's going to be our next Hall of Famer. Hands down, he's going to Cooperstown whenever. I mean, 5 or 6 years after he's done playing, right? But I'll have to go back to the exhibition games in West Palm Beach before the start of the tournament, because they knew, and Omar Lopez told them in their first meeting, hey, this is probably going to be Salvi's final WBC, because he's 35, 36, and by the time next WBC comes, we don't know if he's going to be insured, because we already saw what happened with Jose Altuve, with Miguel Rojas. So it's probably this is probably going to be Salvi's last one, and they all knew about it. Salvi was more committed than ever, and he's always been there for the national team. But the players knew, and they were all excited just to be around him and learn from him. Doesn't matter if it was in the game or during the games, or if he was in the bench. I think he was in the bench for a couple of games, and just to see all the pitchers and all the young guys going to Salvi and ask him questions about certain situations, and you just knew that he was going to be him in the last game of the tournament. And I think Omar Lopez also lined it up, to be like that, because he said before, I think it was in February when the roster first was announced, that he said that he was planning to alternate both William Contreras, who is also a great catcher, of course, and with Salvi. But Salvi, obviously, he's the veteran. He has all the leadership and all the accolades, and he was so important for the Royals when they won over a decade ago. So yes, it was important for for them to have Salvi behind the plate. I think Salvi went into Omar's office after the game against Italy, and he said, "Hey, man, if I'm not playing tomorrow, I'm just gonna kill you." And Omar was like, "You don't have to worry about that. You're definitely playing tomorrow." And I think you saw the difference there with how good Eduardo Rodriguez was against the U.S. and how bad he was against the Dominican, because the Dominican bats just killed him that game. And he made a couple of mistakes with pitch execution, especially one against Soto and one against Ketel Marte, and probably with Salvi behind the plate that doesn't happen. We will never know. And at this point, who cares? Like, they won the whole thing.
Yeah,
They're the champs, man. They are the champs. And we enjoyed every second of it. The World Baseball Classic brought so many people together. And I know Zach's got a question for you. And we're all happy. We got you back now. We're celebrating this
Yeah,
time.
right?
We are. Daniel, I will say before I ask my question that the suit you rocked on the finals.
Oh, man.
You look good.
I was gonna say he looks real
Thank
good. Have you been dropping weight, Daniel? Because you look real good, man.
Yeah. I think that since late July, I think I've dropped 60 plus pounds.
Good for you,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
Good
Yeah,
for you.
thank you, man.
Good for you.
So, yeah,
You
thank
look
you, thank you for acknowledging that. But yeah, that was an idea of a friend of mine who was also covering there, who said, "We just don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but if they win, you're forever gonna see those videos and those photos from the final. So
For sure.
why not set it up?" And I'm like, I agree 100%. So let's do it.
Well, you killed it. Absolutely killed it. And we talked about a little bit already about the emotion on the field and how much it meant to the players for Venezuela. But can you kind of talk to us about what's it mean for the people back in Venezuela? I mean, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of videos of just dancing in the street, the reactions to the final out. What does that mean to that country? And can you just kind of put into words, if possible, just how special that was?
Yeah, man, I'm glad you bring it up. And it's tough because I don't want to bring the politics into the conversation, but it's not a secret for anybody how tough the last 25, 30 plus years have been for the Venezuelan people. So to have those players for those 7 games, bringing every single Venezuelan together just means everything, because for those 9 innings that they played on every single game, all the problems were away. Obviously, the situation was still being tough, economically, socially, whatever, you name it. But it just meant so much, man. I saw, as you mentioned, the people on the streets dancing and parades, and people that had probably no idea about baseball or never saw baseball before, happy, celebrating. And in this moment in time where we're at as Venezuelans, we definitely needed this. I saw people outside jails and family members of people that are now in prison, and some of them are political prisoners. And those people are going through hell, man. But I saw them outside of the building, coming together, celebrating, happy, jumping, screaming. And I'm like, just think about how tough those years have been for them. And for that, I mean, for those couple of hours, those couple of minutes, they were just together, not thinking of, what their family members are going through. Or I knew about people who are in Chile or Peru or Argentina who have to wake up next day 5 a.m. and go do their daily jobs. And to know that day in particular, they were able to go out there with a smile on their face and to go to get to their jobs, and people acknowledge them and congratulating them, celebrating them. That just means a lot. And every time I talk about this, it's hard for me not to get emotional, because obviously, I mean, it hasn't been easy, man. It hasn't been easy, and we needed this as a nation. And I know that the players knew about it. Omar Lopez, the manager, knew about it, and the whole coaching staff. And I don't think I've talked to several of them, and I told them, you guys are not realizing how, the impact that you guys are making on people. And we're probably not, like, the real impact, we're probably not going to see it today or a year from now. It's going to be in 5, 10 years, 15 years, even more. Everything that meant a lot to a lot of people that night.
Yeah.
When anyone that talks about the World Baseball Classic, right, going into this event, the doubters of saying, well, it's in the spring, it's not the same intensity. Well, whoever wins, it just doesn't mean as much. But everyone that played in it, including the U.S. team, you could tell how upset they were. But for Venezuela, and even hearing players from the Dominican Republic talking about playing for their country, there's something about representing a group of people that's not just the guys in the locker room or on the field, but a whole group and a nation. And it's powerful, right? And that it's not even getting political, but every country there's a pride that you have.
Yeah.
And in this case, this is the only opportunity that these guys had to unify a group together. And I think that's what I love about sports. And that's what I loved about the event, is that I was on the edge of my seat for every game because I could feel it. You were there. I mean, for those that don't understand, what is something to prove the point home why the WBC is so special? Like, is there a certain moment besides the game winner? It could just being around. Is there anything that stood out to you the entire time being down there?
Dude, there are so many things, but just how the players came together, and just I was talking for I think it was Eugenio Suarez about Sanoja before the start of the tournament, and then I think it was after game number 3 against Nicaragua before they faced the DR, and Gino goes to me and says, "Hey, I'm one of the older guys here, and I'm getting together with guys that just have a year or two in the league, and I know that in a couple of years from now they're going to be taking my spot in this group, and I just don't care. I'm just going to be here to help them as much as I can, and just come together." And they said, we've been working for a week or maybe a week and a half, and it feels like we've been working together for so many years, or probably since we came up through a minor league system. And when you talk to the players, you also know that they had to change, for example, their off-season routines and be ramping up in early or mid to late January, and regularly when they go to their regular season or their regular spring training, they're not getting ready that early, and knowing that can take a big toll for their bodies, but they go and say that they're going to do it because it's the country on the line, and it's that pride that they have for their nation, and I think I mean we saw that with every country. I know that there's a narrative that says obviously that the U.S. players maybe didn't care that much. I don't think that's true at all. I just think it's just a cultural difference of how maybe we as the Latinos, we show it on a different way. But I would say, man, that all the effort that the players put on the field, off the field, it just speaks volumes of how much they care, and also for the people and everyone who made an effort just to be there. And I know about people that flew from Oregon to Miami, or drove from Atlanta, Houston, Tennessee, New York, etc., just to be there, and that just tells you everything that you need to know.
It was a significant tournament. It was really at the forefront of people's attention. The attendance was through the roof. The viewership was through the roof. Last thing before we go, which lineup was nastier, the DR or the U.S.? Because I was looking at those and I like watching the U.S. play the DR. I was like, Skeens is going to have to get off to a hot start here.
Yeah.
It felt like the DR was just this unstoppable force for a little bit.
Yeah.
But goodness gracious, man.
No, man.
The USA DR lineups, I don't know if we're gonna see that.
No, you just don't see that. And I think I'll have to say the DR, because with the DR you also have to add that they were the local team every game they played. And dude, I've never felt the press box shaking as much as it was shaking after, I think it was when Marte or Vladi hit their homers against Venezuela in that final pool play game. I mean, I had to look to my left and be like, are you guys sure that this is shaking and it's not just me, that I'm crazy now? It was literally shaking in a way I've never felt that press box shake before. I mean, it's something that I was just amazed by it, and I said, okay, this is going to be a long night because this is a pretty good lineup. And as I said earlier, there was not a single break. When they had Geraldo Perdomo hitting 9, Geraldo Perdomo was number 4 in the NL MVP vote this year or last year. I mean, they're just like, this is the fakest 9 hitter in the history of baseball when you see that lineup. And still the same thing was with PCA or whoever was hitting 9 that night. So yeah, I mean, I would have to say the DR, and hats off to Paul Skeens and the rest of the US pitching staff, because they only limit that lineup to 1 run, and that was just insane. I'm not gonna lie, when Venezuela lost against DR, I said, okay, it's Japan. Japan's bullpen is looking more vulnerable than it has looked before. So if Venezuela is able to pass Japan, they should beat Italy, who by the way, they had a great, amazing tournament, and hats off to Francisco Cervelli for it. Amazing tournament. I'm like, if for some reason the US wins against DR, and they can do it, I think it's just gonna be, Venezuela is just gonna be in a better position than facing the DR, because that lineup against Eduardo Rodriguez again was gonna be something really difficult. I mean, the US lineup was insane, of course, but with the DR was just different.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you said that the stadium was shaking.
No, man, it's insane.
I saw an exhibition when they played in exhibition games. You could see it. It felt like it was a game. So Daniel, I'm with you, man. It was incredible. I'm glad we got you back on. So for those that don't know where they can find you and where you are, both on social media and where they can find El Extra Base, give us the good word.
At El Extra Base on every social media platform, elextrabase.com, and El Extra Base on YouTube. So that's where you guys can find us. And happy to be back, and happy to join you for the rest of the season.
Hell yeah. Hey, welcome back.
Thank you, man.
It's our first show back, actually, since our break.
Oh, wow. Good.
Thank you for joining us.
No, Thank you, guys. Thank you, and thank you to all the crew.
Appreciate you, Daniel. We'll talk
Thanks,
to you later.
Daniel.
Alvarez-Montes, everybody. Good kid.
Yeah.
He's a good kid.
Looks fantastic.
He does. He looks great. I'm so glad. You know, the cool part about baseball is when you have a chance to be around the game, that's really cool. But when you also have a chance to be around the game where it also has significant ties to, your country, your group, your people, where you're invested and more of their stories, it's really cool. And so I was watching all of that. I'm like, damn, that's a unique perspective. And that's why, if you're interested in all of that, go check out El Extra Base. That's where all the information is. But that's a special moment that I'm glad Daniel and the Venezuelan team and the country of Venezuela got to experience. 3 years ago, that's what Japan got to experience. The USA, they haven't experienced the victory
10 years
in a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And also the how they've lost the game's been one run,
brutal,
having a chance. Mm-hmm. It was Ohtani versus Trout. This past year, you had some guys up.
Yeah,
you had them up.
This past roster probably the best roster the U.S. has put together.
Yeah.
Since the start of the WBC.
By far the deepest roster
Yeah.
that I think they've had. I know when Chipper Jones and Ken Griffey Jr. and A-Rod,
Yeah.
those guys, it was good, but this one was you benched Big Dumper on your bench, and then Gunner, who is probably going to be, in my mind, I think he's going to be a top 3 MVP guy this year in the AL. I think that he really can win it, and I think he, not going to say should, because it's good players. Bobby Witt Jr., don't get mad at me, Berlin. Bobby Witt Jr. is still shortstop of the defensive. Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. is really
best shortstop in the league, period.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
But Gunner's right there.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge. Harper. Will Smith is also a beast. So it's insane. It would have been great to see Scooble throw again. That's maybe the only thing. But talent-wise, man, holy shirts and pants, dude. They were great.
Gunner could play third base too, man. I mean, taking Bregman out and throwing Gunner over there, he was great.
He was great, man. It was great.
It was just wild to watch some of it because you look at Gunner at third base and, oh, yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. is also playing shortstop. Those two guys beside each other on the field was just something you never thought you'd see in your life.
Well, I know some Oriole fans think, oh, it could have happened. If you had taken Bobby Witt Jr. first, it could have happened. The what ifs. Hey, don't jump off the Adley Rutschman bandwagon just yet. Okay, let's see. I got faith in Adley on the bounce back. I think the Orioles, side note, we could save it for a different day. I don't think people are talking about the tandem of Adley and Basayo enough, and how big of a advantage that is if Adley is back to even 80% of what I think he's going to be. Just 80 with where Sam is. Let's put this for context. Adley Rutschman, even in his last full season in 24, and he had his struggles down the stretch, he was still top 8 for all catchers in OPS.
I'm with you on that. My big question to this, and maybe it's another time for another day, but just real quickly, like you gotta Basayo's got to be swinging the bat every day, right?
He's got to be getting a lot of regular at bats. You know, I'm curious if you hold him out against lefties, but if it's, you guys know my feeling about with young guys and committing to them.
Yeah.
I want to see him play.
But he's at least DHing or catching every day, I would think.
I know they won't do that, but I would like to see him do that.
Yeah.
But also then the same thing, you have Dylan Beavers, which, by the way, the Orioles still have some injuries that we're going to get more information of the next
so
couple
much
days.
depth right now, I feel like.
So, like, Beavers is a guy you want, but hopefully his knee's okay. We
Jeremiah
have
Jackson.
Jeremiah Jackson's there that is healthy, but Keegan Aiken, we're waiting on imaging with him with his adductor, and then Luis Vasquez, and then Heston Kjerstad.
Well, we did get update on Luis Vasquez. He broken thumb, so his timetable is up in the air now.
That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know who they're going to turn to when they need a position player to eat a few innings, but probably the best pitcher on the staff last year. 0 ERA.
I mean,
through like 4 innings.
He might have been starting out of the pen this year. You know,
it's one of those stats that you just gotta like
double take.
Well, like it's just like one of those I love baseball, like why baseball is great stat. Like Luis Vasquez pitching 4 perfect innings last year with a 0 ERA. You're like, of course, okay, of course.
That's a good trivia question.
I do feel like there's so much talent and depth on the team that we're almost kind of like having a similar problem to last year, and that like, where do you put all these guys?
But I would even say for this year, it's always going to play itself out. The outfield is going to be interesting how it fully unfolds. And honestly, Tyler O'Neill being healthy really will change that conversation one way or another.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just saying this because I took him in a dingers only league. Like, what if Tyler O'Neill stays healthy?
And well, if he plays opening day, he's going to hit a home run.
Yeah,
for
that's
7 straight years.
Yeah. But I was like, I think, and this is when like I talk about staying healthy. I'm not asking Tyler O'Neill to play in a whole 150, 140. He hit 34 homers in like 114 games with the Red Sox. If you get him to 100 games, he's gonna hit 30 homers. Like, just get to 100 games.
But like Jeremiah Jackson was tearing the cover off the ball late last year. There's, obviously Sam Basayo is looking great. Coby Mayo looks great, but then then Westberg and Holiday are all coming back. It's just like, holy crap, man! There's so much talent on this team, and the depth that they have. It's just like, if they're all healthy at the same time, what the hell do you do? It's a great problem to have, but Jesus.
It's hard when you're trying to develop guys while also winning. In the
Yeah.
past, I think they sacrificed a little of that for trying to win, but it hurts some of the development of some of their young guys. But here we are.
Yeah.
And above all, though, you can figure your lineup out if you are dominant in one category. In this case, if the pitching is dominant, gives your hitters a chance. If your stars that are your big boppers with Alonso and Gunnar, if they go out and play well, it's going to alleviate other issues across the rest of the team. It's just the Orioles got to figure out how good are we going to be at those parts. And then it's going to be curious how good of a defensive team they're going to be. Because in the past, they were top 5 defensively when they won 101 games in 2023. But they've regressed each year. So of those 3 categories, you got to pitch, you got to hit, you got to play defense. You do 2 of the 3 well each night, you're going to give yourself a chance. You do 3 of 3, you're going to win a hell of a lot of ball games.
Yeah.
But you only do 1, you're going to be in an uphill battle. So time will tell with that. I know because of our technology, because it's not exhibition time for us here at the Ryan Ripken Show. We're not fully back yet. We're back, but we're not fully back.
Yeah.
So for the Coby Mayo breakdown for channel members, Brad, we will do that for channel members.
Yes.
So I will do the Coby Mayo breakdown of what we've seen. We know he can swing it. We got some highlights from this spring training, but we're going to talk about why he could be an option at third and why he should get the reins with the chance that is out there right now. So that's what I got. To close out the poll, though, poll talk. What did the poll finish at?
Opening day ran away with it. 69%. Nice. Of the vote went to opening day. And then March Madness came in at 10%. Monday after the Super Bowl was 17%. People still voted other, but didn't bother telling us what their others was.
Just wanted to be different.
Yep, that's
just wanted to be
pretty
different.
much what it was.
Protest.
Yeah. Yep.
It's got to be opening day.
It has to be.
It's got to be.
It needs to be a national holiday. Period.
Yeah.
But they don't do not everyone has their opening day on the same day though.
Okay, give everyone the week off. Opening day week.
But like
All of
baseball
America's just
starts
off.
on Thursdays, regardless. Like it always starts that Thursday.
Yeah.
No matter what. So just make
And
that
if you're
Thursday.
making it
Like
a
it's like a
holiday,
Thanksgiving,
you
right?
can-
Like it make it Thursday.
Yeah.
And then everybody has like a Black Friday type of deal, like whatever.
That would be a full. You know what? The teams would make some more money if people were taking off for Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Hell yeah.
Wednesday night might get rowdy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Good for the culture. Good for the program. It's been great for the program here today, guys. It's great to be back. We're getting our ducks in a row, but I got to tell you, I am liking our graphics. Can we throw up the last graphic just to bop it up there one more time? A little one more time for the one time.
I mean, like that's
There it is.
Look at that. And let us know what you guys think.
Looks clean.
does.
Let us know what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
All right.
And we got a whole lot going on for this year, and we're retooling still so much. And we have more opportunities potentially that we'd like to share with you, but we can't yet. Because like we found out the Max Crosby deal, you don't talk about deals until they are done.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Just thinking back to Max Crosby deal. Sorry.
That's why we're not talking about Bruno.
Yeah.
I wanna
Nobody
and over and again.
Did you get that?
What?
Not talking about Bruno? Am
Yeah,
I the only-
that's the
Okay.
one musical.
Yeah, it's Encanto.
I know. I don't like know it verbatim. It's not like in my Rolodex of songs.
I got you.
When I'm driving.
But
in
at
the
least you
car.
understood.
I actually today got asked about the band Puddle of Mud. Remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zach?
You know Puddle of Mud?
No.
What?
No idea.
That was a great there's a lot of bands like that. Like I don't know if they're not really indie band, but like just like those rock bands that like had 2 or 3 good hits back in the early 2000s, and then we never heard from them ever again.
Yeah, they had some good ones. Zach would not know about
No.
most of them.
No.
No, I wouldn't.
There's Yellow Card,
Yellow Card's a good one.
Switchfoot.
Switchfoot, yeah, like all those ones that like they had. I would even put Nickelback in there because they only had about four or five really good hits. And then they became a boy band, and everybody.
That's where Nickelback only had 4 hits.
Yes, that were actually rock band hits.
I'll tell you what, man.
Can you name 6?
Yeah,
name 6 right
Fight for All the Wrong Reasons, Far Away, Rockstar, Photograph, Saving
Photograph
Me.
is a boy band song. Keep going.
It's still a song. and with look at this photograph.
Yeah, I know all about it.
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Every time Track Kroger sings that song, it sounds like he's taking a shit while he's singing.
A pleasant one. I feel like it's maybe a little bit of turbulence, but now that I think about it, Saving Me though.
Thank you. See, Narniak, thank you. He's with me on this one.
Okay. I have it's not so bad. I put it on my one of my workout playlists. It's Too Bad. Too Bad's the name of the song by Nickelback. So Too Bad, Fight for All the Wrong Reasons. How You Remind Me, Saving Me. Yeah. It's not like you to say sorry. He knows it.
Look, I love Nickelback, but there is an era of Nickelback that I detest.
You can't, but so you get to detest every moment of every band that goes through it,
No, I said I like Nickelback up to a certain point. You know what's a great band that fits the criteria that we're talking about? It's Hinder. Do you remember Hinder?
Yeah, they were
Lips
Hinder
of an Angel.
they were Lips of an Angel, and Buck Cherry was another.
Buck Cherry, yeah, they were like
they were similar though because they had a song called Crazy Bitch.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story about how they got together. Zach, if you'd like to look up those lyrics for Thursday.
Oh no, I know Crazy Bitch.
Me too. I know quite a few of them.
Hey, homework time. Go and take a listen. Yeah, that's that alt rock time. I mean, you guys know I love my boy bands. I do. Big fan. I think they need to come back more in full force.
Yeah.
I think it brings a lot of good. I can't believe you just put Nickelback as a boy band.
They did. Bro, there was a time where Nickelback was just like, what? Are you going to be a rock band or a boy band? Just make a decision.
So
I don't care.
What is Maroon 5 then? Because only one person sings.
Maroon 5 didn't deviate from who they are. Their identity remained the same no matter what.
Okay, but they had Nickelback went a little soft rock,
Pussied out.
That's foul. Zach, you hearing that? That's foul.
Crazy.
You know what?
He doesn't care.
Okay. All right. You know what? I care, and I care about all of you. And guys, thank you for joining us back. We're going to be back doing this Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 Eastern time right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. We will have the Coby Mayo breakdown coming for channel members. So check that out here. Going to be doing that. And one more note. We will be back, but obviously we've been talking about opening day. We will not have the show live at 3 p.m. because that is when the game is happening. So Thursday, don't expect the show then. But I promise you the guests that we have lined up moving forward, we have provided that for you. You're going to love it. And what we are going to bring back, and yes, I saw some things. Cooking with Kyle will be back on the menu here.
Let's go.
In 2026. He's chomping at the bit to do it.
I know he is.
I'm chomping at the bit for.
I can't wait to get some Kyle food. Kyle to cook me food. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. Any other thoughts, concerns?
I don't think so.
Let the games begin.
It's not like you to say sorry. There we go.
Waiting on a different
story. You can.
This time I'm
louder.
mistaken.
Forever you are worth breaking.
I've been down. I've been down.
That was pretty good. I'm proud of the kid. I didn't think he had it in him.
I didn't either.
Oh, well. As always, at the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate each and every one of you. It's great to be back. Have a day, have a night, and come back and join us tomorrow right here live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, X, and Facebook.